What's up, guys? Coming at you with another video. Today we got a week 8 college football prediction video, but before we get into that, I just want y'all to hit the like and subscribe button to show y'all support. It'd mean a lot, and let's get into the video. The first game we got this week, and my game of the week, in my opinion, is number 7 Penn State versus number 3 Ohio State. The main deciding factor in this game will be the QBs. That's Kyle McCord and Drew Allar for Penn State. This will be Drew Allar's first big road test, and it will be at Ohio State. And for Kyle McCord, this is a big opportunity to prove a bunch of haters wrong, because he has not been playing amazing this season, but he's played well enough for Ohio State to win ball games. But let's see how good he does in this game. Even at the beginning of the year, I wasn't very high on Ohio State. I thought they were pretty overrated coming into the year because they were top 5 after losing a talent like CJ Stroud in the draft. It's tough to replace him, especially with Kyle McCord, who's never really played in a college setting before. So this is going to be a big test for Ohio State to see what their ceiling and what their floor is. If this were a neutral site game, this would be a completely different story, and I might actually have Penn State winning this game, but because it's at Ohio State, that's going to be very tough for Penn State to overcome. And my prediction for this game is 24-20 Ohio State. The next game we got this week is number 9 Oregon versus Washington State. And this game is at Oregon, so this is making it even more tough on Washington State to win this game. But I like Oregon in this one. Oregon has a very balanced offense and a very stout defense. And I had them in my college football playoff to begin the year, and I'm gonna stick with it. Even though they lost into Washington, I think they get back to the Pac-12 championship game, and I think they beat them and they go to the college football playoff. During this game, expect a great QB battle between Cameron Ward and Bo Nix. Expect a lot of yards and points for each team, but overall, I've got Oregon winning 45-20 in a shootout. The next prediction we got this week is number 11 Alabama versus number 17 Tennessee. This game will completely depend upon which QB can get the ball downfield and progress drives. On Tennessee's side, you got Joe Milton, who hasn't looked great so far this year. And for Alabama, you have Jalen Milroe, who's had his moments, especially in the A&M game where he played very well. But then you go to the second half of the Arkansas game, and he doesn't even look like a QB. So this game completely depends upon which QB plays better. Both teams have great run games, and I think those two cancel each other out. With Tennessee, they got a great offensive line. Alabama, probably one of the best offensive lines, especially run blocking wise in the NCAA. And then you got 2 great running backs on each side, so I think those cancel each other out. And on the defensive side of the ball, I think Alabama has a slight edge over Tennessee. Even though Tennessee has one of my favorite players in Kamal Hayden, I think Alabama takes this side of the ball. If this game was a neutral site game, I think it would be a toss-up, but because it's in Tuscaloosa, it's gonna be very hard for the Volunteers to win this game. That being said, I think Alabama wins 24-17 in a very back and forth matchup. My next prediction will be on number 4 FSU versus number 16 Duke. And I think the big deciding factor in this matchup is whether Riley Leonard is cleared to play. If he is, that's gonna give a big boost to the Blue Devils, and it might give them a chance to win this game. And for FSU, I think they're a very good team, and I have them in my college football playoff. Even at the beginning of the year I did, and I'm gonna stick with that. I think they're a very balanced offense, and they've got a good defense for the ACC, and this is going to be a great game to watch. Look for Jordan Travis to have a Heisman-like performance and lead the Seminoles to a win. That being said, my prediction is FSU 31, Duke 17. My next game, and the game I'm most excited for, is number 13 Ole Miss versus Auburn. I will actually be going to this game, and I can't wait for this. This is going to be a crazy atmosphere, especially with all the history these two teams have had between Lane Kiffin trying to get hired at Auburn and Hugh Freeze being the old Ole Miss coach. This is gonna be a great game to watch. And in my opinion, this game is gonna come down to if Auburn can throw the ball or not. We know Ole Miss's offense can throw the ball and they can run the ball, and it's one of the best offenses in all of the NCAA. I think this completely comes down to whether Peyton Thorne can get the ball down the field, because Auburn's run attack is pretty good. They just need to open up the run attack with the passing attack, and I think that will give them a chance to win this game. My prediction for this game is Auburn 27, Ole Miss 24, and I'm not being biased at all with my prediction in this game. I think this will be a crazy upset game with a crazy atmosphere out in Jordan-Hare. Next up, we got number 14 Utah versus number 18 USC. Now, if Cam Rising was playing this game, I would have Utah beating USC, but because he's not playing, Utah really has no threat at quarterback to score points against the USC Trojans, and I think it's very hard for Utah to win this game at USC. Even though Nate Johnson has played pretty good so far this year, I don't think he has the firepower to keep up with USC's offense. Even though USC's defense has been susceptible at times, I think they'll find a way to stop Nate Johnson. Look for Caleb Williams to have a monster game, especially after last week where he accounted for 3 total turnovers. I think he plays very well this game and gets USC the dub. My prediction for this game is USC 38, Utah 20. Now for my last prediction of the day, we got Clemson versus Miami. Now these two teams have been pretty disappointing thus far this year, with Miami not kneeling to win the game against Georgia Tech and Clemson losing a game to Duke, which they probably shouldn't have lost. But I feel like this is a very close game and it could come down to the very end. My deciding factor for this game is that I trust Van Dyke more than Klubnik, and I think Van Dyke's experience will be a major factor in this game because Klubnik's, this is his first year starting and Van Dyke's been starting for 3 years, and I think this will win the game for Miami. My prediction is that Miami wins the game 31-24 in a back and forth matchup. Now that's it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave comments down below. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.